Yo, what's good, everybody? Keith from Almost in Full Color, and today we're doing our Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth video. The first one I did was like 25 minutes, and I was like, I need to cut this down. I gotta stop talking so much about the game, but I truly enjoy this game through and through, you guys. Honestly, this is a fantastic AAA RPG through and through. I'm very, very happy with the package that they gave to us, but I do want to start with, if you have not played Final Fantasy 7 Remake, you should play that first before jumping into this. If you have not played Intergrade, it is okay. You do not need Intergrade for this. Intergrade is its own side story. However, you will get information about Yuffie. So if you want to play the whole experience, sure, play Intergrade too, but it's not necessary. So we're going to start with the visuals. The visuals are fantastic, guys. They're amazing. However, when you start the game, like most people, I think you're going to go into the settings and tweak these things. Even if you're not like most people and you don't tweak these things, you're going to look at two options at your disposal. Are you going to play this on quality mode? Now, quality mode looks amazing, but it's capped at 30 frames, and sometimes the camera looks a little stuttery. Or you're going to play this on performance mode. Now, most games that ship with this option, you maybe see about a 10% degradation in the visuals. So you'll say, I could tell that it looks a little different, but this is cool. When you put this game in performance mode, I dare say it's about a 20 to 25%, like, just, you notice it does not look the same. Quality mode, you look fantastic, absolutely gorgeous. Performance mode, you look good, but I saw quality mode, and when I saw that, it just really messed me up really bad, because I saw, it's almost like seeing someone who did like tons of makeup on their face and they look like one person, but when the makeup comes off, they don't look like, you could tell it's them, but it's like, you don't look right. Like, something is off about this, and that's what performance mode is. It looks good, but you just don't look right. You didn't look like when I first met you. That's what performance mode is, all right? Other than that, though, the visuals look amazing. These cutscenes look great. I want another Final Fantasy feature-length film. I want that now after seeing these cutscenes. They're absolutely gorgeous and beautiful. I'm hoping we get one. I don't even care what it's about, personally. I just want to see one, all right? Visuals are outstanding. And to go along with outstanding visuals was an outstanding voice acting cast. They all absolutely kill. Barrett, once again, to me, just like in the original, Barrett kills. He is the standout, but he's also the glue. He's like the hub. And I think they recognize that from Remake. When you have a character like Cloud who's kind of moody and broody and whatnot, you kind of need somebody else just to kind of make things a little more lively. Barrett does that wholeheartedly. All these characters get great expose. All these characters get a little bit of character development. Barrett getting probably the most of it. Red 13 gets some great character development moments. Aerith's it's there. But I think they're saving that up for something big. Tifa gets some, Cloud gets some. They all get this character development arc within here. That's absolutely fantastic to see. It doesn't feel like the Cloud show. This feels like a whole party that are rocking together. Like, this feels like a party that's becoming cohesive, and you're seeing, hey, some of them have differences and they have disputes while you're on the road. When you're walking and they're just doing that, and I love that they did that. I don't know if they're fans of, you know, the God of Wars or the Uncharted series that have had those moments where you're just kind of traversing, but the characters are talking, giving that feel like we're on an adventure, we're going to do something. Now, one person who kills that probably won't get talked a lot about is Dyne. Whoever did Dyne, that person absolutely fantastically killed, because that was a very serious, very big moment, and I love the twist that they did with Dyne. That's some chef's kiss stuff right there. A lot of times in media, people don't like when things change from the original, right? This is one of those changes that I was like, oh my gosh, that change, fantastic. I love that change that you did with Dyne. Again, chef's kiss with Dyne, all right? There were many more changes done, and I love them all pretty much. I don't think there is a single one that I'm like, I don't like that. I think they all are fantastic changes that were done, and a lot of them were more nuanced in terms of, well, this doesn't really make sense when we originally did it. A brief spoiler alert, the black materia, right? When they speak on the black materia and where it came from, I love the twist on that because it makes more sense to do the black materia this way. versus the way that they originally did it. Fantastic. Absolutely love it. Voice actors kill. All right. The music is really good. Every area has its own feel, so I really love it. Junon has kind of like that military type of that band. The band's playing, military bands going. Cosmo Canyon feels very mystical with their music. It all has a good ambiance, and I love the music selection for each area. The sound department gets a super A+ from me. I am extremely happy with all that we got with that. Onto the gameplay. The gameplay, if you played the first one, it's more of the same. There are some add-ons to that. We have synergy skills now, so the character that you're controlling, you can actually activate the synergy skill if you've met the requirements. This allows you to tag team with another player on the field to pull off a move, and all of them have some format of added bonus. Whether that added bonus be unlimited MP, increased stagger, or if it raises your limit break, it has some format of added benefit at no cost to your ATB bar. So it really inclines you to build that bar up, use your synergy moves, and have a ball. Like, it really adds another element to your combat and your strategizing, as those added benefits are quite substantial and they're quite helpful, especially in hard-fought battles. One of the new things that we did get was the folio system. So instead of you having a weapon that you just level up and that weapon has its stats, and those stats stack on top of your just personal level stats, this time you have the folio. The folio is a bunch of nodes on the board. You just buy one, it unlocks the adjacent nodes, etc. Some of these nodes you do need potentially 1 or 2 prerequisites. You have a party level system. Now your party level increases by doing side quests, the stinking Chadley assignments, or by doing certain boss battles. Your weapons will level up just off of you fighting. So if you have met the requirements that the node asks for, you can unlock it, but you have to make sure that you've unlocked the adjacent node before you can purchase that one, all right? It's a very simple system. It's not too complicated, which I absolutely love. They've begun to dip their toes into crafting a little bit heavier, which I like. There's an item transmuter you get at the very beginning of the game. It allows you to basically take some of the mats that you find and turn it into something else. This is gonna make it so you don't have to really go and buy armor pieces and bangles and all that. You don't really have to do all that. You can actually just craft up. You don't have to really buy potions. You can just craft up. So it's just very nice they have something for you for on the go. If you're somewhere where you don't have a shop that close by, you could just craft it up by yourself. Like, you don't really need that. But some of those vending machines are very beneficial because they offer items at a super discounted rate. So I mean, do take advantage of those with your guild, because with the crafting system, you're not using it all too much, but you can find good deals in those vending machines, giving you an item at a super reduced price. One of the other new things that I did want to touch on was the affection system. Now, it did exist in Final Fantasy VII, the original, but you just had no way of telling what your affection level was with certain characters. So when you got to the Gold Saucer date, it just was like, we'll see who I ended up with. Now, there are guides so you could figure out like who you were going to end up with on that Gold Saucer date, but this makes it a little bit more clear cut. When you talk to your friends and certain actions, it'll deepen your relationship with them. So if you look at the little smiley face over their head, you'll see a little bar building up, and then the color of the face on the inside. So yellow, I believe, is like neutral, and then you work your way up through the color spectrum. And once you get to the Golden Saucer date, well, then you'll go on the date with the person that you have the highest affection with. Who will you go on a date with? I think I'm getting a little sick. All in all, the combat is amazing. The summons are off the chains. Each character has their own flavor, and the game actually forces you in many points to take over as a different character that is not Cloud, forcing you to really check out the other characters. I think that was a great touch. Like I said earlier, it does not feel like the Cloud show. This feels like a whole party who rocks together, and I really thought that was a great thing. It allows you to experience every character's playstyle. Red with his vengeance mode, Yuffie, she could put out the shadow clones and do all this ninjutsu, or you could just go straight hands with Tifa and have a ball. All right, all these characters play phenomenally well. I enjoy all of them, which is very rare in any game that I've played, that I really liked each person's playstyle and I cared for it. So kudos to that team for making each character feel great, not only in the voice acting side, not only on their character development, but also in combat. So you're not just out here, oh, I'm only gonna play with Cloud the whole time. It's like, no, now come on and let's play with Aerith and let's figure this thing out, all right? One touch I really liked was that as you go through the game, you'll see your whole party with you the whole time. And I thought this was a great touch because it feels like all the party is together. Now in the original, when your party was overloaded, you had to get on the phone and say who was going to sit down and who was going to come up, all right? That's basically just how that went. But now the whole party is with you and they're having conversations and it feels like you're on an adventure. It feels like they're talking about real things. They talk about funny things sometimes. Sometimes they're talking about real serious stuff. Sometimes they're exchanging philosophical things. You just don't know what you're going to get in the conversation until you're in it. And it just feels natural and has a nice touch. Again, the voice actors did a great job. And I can't be mad at any of these conversations. And some of them were particularly deep. I think one of them will hit you. I don't know which one. Will it be the one about your purpose in life? Will it be the one about what it is to be a parent? Will it be the one about saving the planet? The planet that we live on currently as you're watching this video. What should we do for it? I don't know. But I felt like they all were great. They did not feel like filler. And that I felt like was the real good point. None of it felt like filler. All of it felt good. All of it felt like they were building relationships. They were building up characters. They were letting you see personality sides. Again, with Barrett being the hub, I feel like, for every single character. And the next thing I want to touch on, we're in open world. It's funny, it took me this long in this video to mention it. We're open world, baby. And we have chocobos. We have chocobos to get us around from point A to point B. Now, I was a little sad that we didn't have a chocobo to raise on our own to build up into that pristinely golden coat chocobo. Now, we didn't get that. But I did love the twist with each chocobo excels in their environment that you pick them up in. So each area that you go to, you'll get access to a chocobo that is meant for that environment, that is meant to traverse where you're at. So I thought that was really dope and really nice to see, and it allowed them to really be creative with those environments. So the grasslands is nothing like Gungaga, Gungaga is nothing like Cosmo, and Cosmo is nothing like Junon. So I thought that was really dope how each chocobo had adapted to the ecosphere that existed within that area, and they let you see that. Chocobos move at breakneck speed, so going from point A to point B really was a breeze, and it helped keep the game going and flowing all the way around. Now we have a ton of mini games, tons of distractions. The most fun being Queen's Blood and the Fort Condor minigame to me, but there's so many more. Again, I mentioned the Golden Saucer, and you know that thing is littered with the G-Bike. We got the 3D boxing. We have the Galaga game, or Resogun, or Raiden X, whatever you want to call it. We got a game like that. The whole game is just littered with tons of mini games within it. You have Chocobo Racing, of course. Tons of mini games with tons of prizes and tons of materia, and it's just a way you could really sink your teeth into these mini games and waste your time, but they will be beneficial to you in the end. Queen's Blood probably being the big mini game that they focused on. It feels like a much better version of Tetramaster from Final Fantasy IX, and I absolutely enjoy playing Queen's Blood. I could be in the middle of a real serious moment. If I see that Queen's Blood icon, I'm coming over there to take a card up off your hands. It's absolutely fantastic. Square, please make an online iteration of this game. I don't care if it's through Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth to where you could just go to like a little hub or something like that. You could play people online. I think that would be fantastic. Or hey, if a full-fledged Queen's Blood game is made and it's mobile and it transfers to my PlayStation, I love you. I mean, I already love you, Square. You gave me these two fantastic games and I can't wait for the third. But on to the most important part for me, which was the story. Personally, this game could look and play like the best thing since sliced bread, but it's really not gonna do it for me if the story is not right. Now, I told you earlier, I love so many of the twists that they did from the original, some of the slight variations, and we know this game is meant to be a variation. I do believe in some way, shape, or form, super time travel is about to be, talked about. With that being said, I'm gonna wait till this last one drops. So where I'm at with this story currently is I love it through and through, but I see the writing on the wall for something, so I don't know how much I'm gonna love it. Because if you don't know, I hate time travel. So all in all, guys, I truly do love this story though. Like, I think the voice actors did a fantastic job at driving it home. The story was very well written. I don't think I really noticed any big plot holes or any dumb things, and that's where I love some of the changes that occurred. Some stuff that seemed lazily written in the first, they actually took it and transformed it and ran with it and turned it into something just amazing that I was like, wow, that was a hell of a twist that you did with something that was already written, but you needed to make it better. You needed to level it up. So I thought they did a fantastic job with that, honestly, you all. The story is a knockout for me. However, if we got super time travel going on, I don't know. If we got Final Fantasy 13 2 going on, I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Story, though, I love it. The voice acting probably is what really makes this game for me, honestly. The gameplay is amazing with all the mini games. It's just ways to get lost in this game. I've spent about 55 hours on this game, and I still have not finished everything. I do have to go back just to finish off the Queen's Blood part and some Golden Saucer mini games that I did not get high scoring yet. But overall, just fantastic experience. Everything I would expect out of a AAA game like this. I absolutely love it. The only negative about this game that I have is that performance mode just does not look as good as we all feel like it should look. But when that's your only problem, like, you're doing something real good. So maybe they'll put out a patch to clean that up some. I think it probably will take some time because there's a lot of popping and stuff that happens. It's not a deal breaker if you ask me. It's something that exists, and to be honest with you, I think, like, after a little bit, you stop caring so much, to be honest. The story, the gameplay, it all gets so addictive that the visual really doesn't bother you too much. But that's going to do it for this one, you all. Thanks for listening to this long-winded video about how much I love Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth. So, with that being said, make sure you hit that notification and that subscription button. Thank you all for tuning in, and as usual, peace, bees, be blessed.
Much like its former vessel, it too returns whence it came. To the great river where all intertwine and circle the planet without end. A cycle of continuous convergence and divergence. The ceaseless ebb and flow that is the life stream. An apt name, though it is as much a reservoir as it is a stream, being the sum of the planet's spiritual energy.